It is still the season, even though it's January, so I'm going to, in the spirit of things, be charitable and kind to some of the liberal guys. And I'm being deadly serious. This is actually kind of like an olive branch thing that I'm extending. I just got off the phone with a friend of mine of the female persuasion. She is 40. She's trying to date guys, and she lives in Minnesota. And her biggest problem is that she keeps running into, and it's not me, don't file your complaints with me. This is her. And go file your complaints with somebody else, okay? I'm just quoting here now. She says, pussy liberal men. Now, it dawned on me that, especially if you've been brought up in a place like Minnesota or California or some, major metropolitan area, liberal men are starting to run into biology. That no matter what women said in their teens and 20s, because everybody was a liberal back then and everyone was Democrat because you're all so fucking brilliant, they want a caring man, a sensitive 90s man. Well, now, okay, the 90s was like 20 years ago, or 15 years ago. And you guys still believe in that BS that you were fed and indoctrinated with when you were like 17, 18, 19, 20, all the way up to your 25 or whatever. So women actually mature and grow up. Some of them do. And they start to adhere to the realities of biology, and they like basically men who aren't liberal, pansy, to quote her, pussy men. They like manly men, because that's what we're genetically programmed to like. Guys like long legs and big boobs. Girls like strong, manly men. Don't you freaking see it? It's on the, even your liberal movie stars are manly, George Clooney. I think you could probably take him in an alley fight, but he's handsome, whatever. Okay, Matt Damon, he worked out for the Bourne Sopranos. All right, but Hugh Jackman, there we go. Hugh Jackman. Every girl likes Hugh Jackman. Why? Because he's ripped, and it isn't really even his handsomest. He's just ripped. That's what girls like. Even the most liberal women will like Hugh Jackman. So the advice that my friend wanted to convey to you liberal men is, stop being liberal. And it wasn't a political statement. I guess you could still vote Democrat, but you're not scoring any more points anymore at the age of 37 saying, yeah, man, I'm like a vegan, and like I want to help the orphans and the children. I'm going to want to join the Peace Corps. That childish bullshit is over. Now you must be a man and prove to the women that you can actually be some kind of provider. And forget provider, just support yourself. She's just happy to find a guy who's like not in debt and not making alimony payments. And it's here that, a bit of the manosphere could feel a little bit of charity for our sisters in arms, because it ain't like there's a lot of great guys out there either. And, she'll go out with a guy, he'll have some kind of touchy-feely, worthless job. He doesn't have a house, and not that you should have a house either, but, the guy ain't stable. The guy ain't, it's not even an issue of sexual attraction. At that point, it's like, if you do want to get married, you do want to settle down with someone, you gotta have somebody that can support themselves and lives in the real world. And that's antithetical to being a liberal male, especially at the age of 30 freaking 8 or 45. So, to you liberal guys out there, look, you want to date the die-hard feminist liberal who lives in Linden Hills over in Minneapolis or is in San Francisco as a public sector worker. All right, fine. You've chosen that route. The sex is going to be lousy. She's not going to shave. And I don't mean to be crass. I just mean to be realistic. You go have fun with that. And you drink your organic tea and everything else. If you want to adhere to your true male Darwinistic biology, look, you can still be a Democrat. I'm not saying you can't vote. That should be your own private right. But honest to God, will you man up? Not in the sense to go and marry, but lift weights. Be a man. Eat healthy. You can't just run. Yeah, I know I run. Look at me, I'm a run. I run too, but you gotta lift weights on top of it. Because women don't like finely toned calves. They like big chests, or at least a toned and defined, which I actually have. I'm proud of myself a little bit there. But, so, for you liberal guys, look, stop talking about two things. I'll try to focus here. Stop talking about all your badges. You're not trying to show your swath of badges. Okay, it's like, well, I shop organically and I drive a Prius. The girls don't give a crap about that. Okay, they want a man. You know, so get rid of that and just say, well, I work out. You don't have to say you work out. It should show by that time. The second thing, what was the second thing? Workout is. Oh, don't bother flashing your liberal credentials. No one cares anymore. Nobody cares. We don't care that, well, I mean, what you thought was so cool when you were a 15-year-old weakling and you decided that, well, I'm going to become vegan because they'll accept me because they have no one else to accept and there's no standards except for me to tell them I don't eat meat. Okay, that doesn't apply twice your life later. All right, girls expect some kind of performance by this time. So, you know, I don't know, play a musical instrument. Get a real job. I don't know, do something productive of value, which I know is antithetical to being a liberal male. You know, you just sit there and, wow, man, corporations suck. Wow, it's the system keeping us down, man. And then you can grow up to be like a 60s wash-up hippie professor liberal, and good luck with that. But, you know, if you're in your 30s or your 40s, you have about 30 years left to live. You've lived more than half your life. So if you want to enjoy it, I suggest you make some changes. And if you want to, you know, avail yourself of the lovely ladies that are out there who are, again, more mature, more wise now, and kind of know what they really want in life, you're going to have to change your game. Not up your game, change your game. Quit being liberal. You can still vote Democrat, just don't tell anybody because it's a private affair. But the reality is you got to go and be a man. And I guess maybe that's antithetical to being liberal. So, toodles.